Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of volume. This is standard 8.7a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 27 off the 2023 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. Alright, so we've got just a standard cone here. We've got the dimensions. We need to find the measurement that is closest to the volume of a cone. Alright, if we don't remember how to find the volume of a cone, never fear. Let's open up our reference materials here. And we are going to scroll down to the bottom. Now the only real trick here is to identify the shape, right? Because we have three different volume formulas here for prism or cylinder, pyramid or cone, that's what we're wanting, and then a sphere. So we're wanting that V equals 1/3 base times height. All right, so let's go ahead and just write that down so we can close this out. So volume equals 1/3 base times height. All right, so we've got 1/3. That's going to be pretty easy. Now, base. This is kind of the tricky part because they just put that B up there, and it's really the area of the base. All right, so now that we need to find the area of the base, well, what is my base? My base is this circle right here. So I might need to open it back up. What is my area of a circle? We see that right there. Put it down there towards the bottom, that A equals pi r squared. All right, so that's really what I want there is pi r squared. So I'm going to substitute this in for this base. So I'm going to say V equals 1/3. And I'll put pi r squared. And then that H is my height, right? Trick there is I've got two different measurements that could possibly be used for the height, so they're going to try to quote-unquote, trick you, but most of us recognize it's that 12 centimeters, that's the height, because it needs to go from the vertex of the cone straight to the center of the base, whereas this 13 is a diagonal, right? It's slanted, and so it's not measuring the height, it's measuring the length of the face there, so we don't want that. All right, so my H is going to equal, let's put in our points, our substitutions there. H is going to equal 12 centimeters. And then we need the radius. Well, they've given us the radius right here. Okay, so that's going to be 5. So really we need the 12 and the 5. We don't need the 13. R equals 5 cm. All right, so let's see if we can put that all together. V equals 1/3. And then I'm going to put pi. And then my r is going to be 5. So let's put 5 squared. And then we're going to times that by our height, which is 12. So you know what? We can go ahead and estimate this before we pull out our calculators. Right? You can multiply these in any order. So I'm going to take 1/3 times 12. Right? That's going to be 12/3, which is 4. Okay? So volume equals 4. Pi times 5 squared is 5 times 5. That's 25. Right? So that's going to equal 4 times 25. That's 100 times pi. And pi is about 3.4, right? Pi is about 3.14. Let's put these approximates in there. So really, if I just move it over twice, it's going to be about 314. So I'm thinking it's A. But of course, let's get out our calculator. Let's make sure we did all that correct. That's just me reasoning. All right, so for the 1/3, rather than a 0.33, I really am just going to go ahead and just put 1 divided by 3. I'm going to multiply that by pi, so that's the second, and then this caret right here to get that pi symbol. It's above the division symbol. And then we've got 5 squared. And I'm going to go ahead and put a parentheses to get my 12. And there we go, 3.1415. There we go. Answer is A.